MoonBeast Productions recently did an hour-long live stream where they showed off what they've been cooking, as we got our first look at some pre-alpha footage of their upcoming action RPG. Not only did they show the game off, they basically did a live Q&A where they took questions from the community and provided us with a ton of new information about the game. So I wanted to go over some of it and just give my overall thoughts and impressions. But before I do that, one thing I want to put up at the very front of the video is the graphics. It was mentioned several times during the stream that everything shown is practically just placeholders, and that the final product is gonna look very different. In fact, someone in chat even asked about the graphical art style of the game.
What are the long-term goals for the art style? Will it stay cartoonish as it is already, or could it evolve into something different, more grim and dark, or even more colorful?
We have been pushing the art away from cartoony, but I doubt we will get as gritty as D4 and PoE.
Now, I wanted to address that point up front because I know a lot of people may be turned off by the footage that was shown, but it seems the developers wanted to make it clear and upfront with what they're working on, and they're actually seeking feedback during the development process, which I think is extremely cool, because it's better to get feedback now where they can more easily pivot in a new direction instead of making the full game and then releasing it and trying to correct it post-launch. As for my input, I actually don't mind if it's cartoony like Torchlight or dark and gritty like in Diablo. I'm more about the actual art style, so as long as they have a unique art style that makes it stand out in a crowded genre, I'm gonna be pretty happy. But let me know what you guys want to see in the art style in the comments below. Secondly, in case anyone is wondering, the guy on camera is actually Phil Shank, and if you played Diablo 2, you should recognize that name. In fact, they have several veterans from the Blizzard North team, so it's exciting to see the gang brought back together. In fact, they've even mentioned in the chat that they've talked to David Bruvik and got his feedback on their upcoming title. But let's go ahead and start discussing some of the details about the world that they're building. So first thing is first, they've stated that they plan to make the world's difficulty set by the different zones, sort of like how Diablo 2 or Path of Exile does it. As you run around and explore, you'll find different sections that may be more difficult than others. Not sure if they're going to have an axe system exactly like Diablo 2 has, or if the game's going to have that more open world feel that we see in Diablo 4 or Grim Dawn. Hopefully we get some more information on that in the future. What was that? What was that? You could jump in an action RPG. That is super cool. Yes, they've stated that the world is actually going to be fully explorable. You could jump up the walls or you could hop down them basically anywhere you like. That is just pure awesome. Plus, most of the world is going to be completely procedurally generated. Not only this, but the terrain itself can actually take damage from the player. Your skills can alter your surroundings or just flat out destroy them. And that's not all, but you can actually build in the game as well, as it was mentioned that you could build your own towns and strongholds. It honestly feels like they're taking the hideout idea from Path of Exile to a whole nother level. Now, I do want to point out that the developers did confirm if you choose to ignore the building mechanic altogether and just play the game like a traditional action role-playing game, you most certainly can. As for me personally, I'm not very big on building mechanics in games, so I'm most likely going to play this game just like a traditional hack and slash. However, collecting loot and slaying monsters is only part of what makes the action RPG genre so amazing. Character customization and theory crafting is another major component of this genre, and that left me wondering, will this game have talent trees? And how would the itemization be?
Talent trees and itemization will be very complex. I love these kind of systems. I did the Diablo and Torchlight ones and plan to build on those.
Alright guys, this is what I like to see and hear, and I really do hope they build upon a system that Diablo 2 had. And I also hope they stick with the itemization that D2 had as well. These are extremely important in these type of games. when we get stats like Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike, and Ignore Target Defense, it really does change and alter your build and playstyle. I just don't want to see another game end up with stupid red or green arrows trying to tell me which piece of gear is an upgrade or a downgrade. So one thing I do want to touch upon before we move on is once in a while in the footage you would see an orb drop and the character would pick it up and you would see on the screen it would say something like Fireball has leveled up. I do want to say in the chat the developers did say that this is not what they plan to do when it comes to leveling spells or skills, that it's just in the pre-alpha footage. Alright, so aside from the fully destructible world and the itemization, it was brought up that they're planning to make this sort of an ARPG MMO type of thing, with the possibility of having 100 or so players on one server at a time. And they did say that they're planning to pretty much make everything fully tradable, so that it's definitely going to have an in-game economy. Though, the developers did mention they're planning to support solo self-found as well as hardcore modes. And I know a lot of people are huge fans of these two types of game modes. Though at the moment, it seems like this is going to be a completely online game. So even if you're playing solo self-found, you're still going to be on their online server, sort of like Path of Exile. But they did mention the possibility for an offline mode is not off the table. Personally, I hope that they do include offline modes as well as online. I know a ton of people prefer to play completely offline, and with all the server hiccups we see in so many of these online only games, I don't blame those people. Now, there is one thing about this game that I find to be incredible, and that is the fact that they're developing the game to make it fully moddable, and not mods that you have to download. They're planning to have modded official servers ran by the community. Think of all the incredible online mods we have for D2, like Path of Diablo, Project Diablo 2, and Medium XL. Imagine if Blizzard offered these modders official Battle.net servers to run the mods on. That is basically what MoonBeast is planning to do with this title. Overall, this is one game I'm definitely going to keep my eye on, and I cannot wait to see what the veterans in this industry are cooking up. Whether the game bombs or is a success, the ideas they're bringing to the table really do seem kind of fresh, especially for this genre. By the way, if you're a console-only player and you like action RPGs, you may want to keep your eye on this one as well, because they did announce that they're developing the game with the potential to easily transition to different platforms. Like I said, this game is being made in a very transparent way, and they are seeking feedback from the community to deliver a final product that we all should enjoy. But I would love to hear what you all think. Are you guys excited to see what MoonBeast is making? What do you hope to see in this upcoming ARPG? Let me know your overall thoughts in the comments below. And if you made it this far and did enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like. And if you are new, please consider subscribing. As for me, I got a lot of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to the grind, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.